Mr. Derek Veenhoff, who's better known as Deek.
Drinking liquor with DJ Deek, we out laughing.
Yo, Deek.
I was dying when you hit me about this shit. Steve Harvey, bro.
Yeah, I was trying to do some research on our boy Steve Broderick. That's his first name, right?
I thought it was Steve. It's something different.
Let me look it up again to make sure I'm not telling lies because yeah, Steve is his middle name, so Broderick is his real. A lot of people do that, right? They get a
stage name
or whatever. Yeah.
My mind is fucking blown, bro. I thought it was Steve the whole time.
See, we're both learning shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get into it. I'm already recording, so I'll just like chop it in here, whatever. Yo, everybody, welcome back to the podcast. I'm here with my boy Perrier, Rosewood. What up, brother?
What's the deal? Nice to be here with you guys.
Yeah, we connected on social media a while back. I became a fan of your music. And then I just started following all types of, I think your account led me to a bunch of other Detroit artists, but I can't remember who I initially, it was probably through, I don't know how I heard your song Courtside. It must have been, because I started following Chavis Chandler a while back, and I did a couple of tracks with him. That's how I found a lot of different artists from Detroit.
Oh,
so it might have been something like that. Oh yeah?
Yeah, I met Chavis it probably was like summer before I started 10th grade. And like he was we were both at the Renaissance Center, like, you know, the most famous building in Detroit, the big one with like the 3 buildings and shit. That's like all the Eminem videos and shit, the GM building.
Yeah, okay.
It was like this thing called like River Days downtown, I think it was around that time, and everybody was just hanging downtown, hanging in that lobby. And he just was in the lobby rapping, and I walked up to him, and me and him just both rapped for like 3 hours in the lobby.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah. So you just always rap?
No, I used to play sports, bro. Like I was really like into football, basketball, and I tried baseball, but I wasn't that good at it. And like my mom forced me to go to DSA, which is Detroit School of Arts, a school that Leo went to. And I actually didn't go there for like music either. I went there for drawing and painting. And I did that for like a year. But when I was in those classes, like I would skip sometimes, and my boys were already in music tech. I had no idea what the music tech program was. And I went down there. They had 11 small mixing booths and 2 big, like Hollywood-sized studios inside the school. So I started going down there with my boy Gaddy. We had class together. He made beats. Like I used to freestyle in school and shit, but nothing serious. And then I started skipping class and going down there recording, switch majors, and then met my boy Kari, Gaddy, and all of us like kind of formed a group in school, and we just stayed tight since then. I've been doing music since like 9th, 10th grade.
Yeah, and so 2 years ago now you had Who Can I Run To? That was your album. It's on Spotify and then you had Shut Up and Rap was your short EP that was released earlier this year. Is that right?
Yeah, I actually had I had like 2 more tapes before then too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was one called Euro Trip because my name used to be Euro, but somebody stole my whole like name. There was Euro De Niro, and I hated that name anyways, but somebody named Euro De Niro stole my name, and I looked on SoundCloud. They had one song and it had 1 million views, and I was like,
"Oh fuck yeah!"
Yeah, so I like changed the handle and just wanted to like Perrier Rosewood for those next 2, and so now I'm about to drop I'll drop another one the top of the year.
Word.
Yeah,
so Kari, Westside Kari, you mentioned that you guys go back, and now he's doing a lot of stuff too. I mean, he's a wicked beat maker. He was touring with Dej Loaf as a DJ, and he had that song. What was their big in the club?
At the club, yeah.
In the club, yeah. That song just took off, man. Like it. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. That was a long time coming too. Like me and Kari met like back doing shows in high school. Like we were just doing open mics, and I got cool with her main producer. She used to be in this group called CMC, my boy Woods. And, you know, like they linked, her and Kari linked up and they got a lot more close, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like he was grinding doing beats and he had that beat like maybe a year and a half before she even put it out or rapped on it. Like I heard that beat like a year and a half before he put it out because we had a studio together. And then after they dropped that, he went on the road and it's been up ever since. Like he's been nonstop, man.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that was a Brandy and Monica sample, but I think it was just keys that he wrote, right? It wasn't even a sample.
Yeah, I don't think it was a sample at all. If I can remember, like I know Carr uses a lot of like I can't think of the word of it. Arpeggiators, I think that's the name of it.
Arpeggio, yeah.
Yeah, arpeggios. Yeah, he used a lot of those. I don't think it was a sample.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was that, but it sounded a lot like The Boy Is Mine or something. I think a lot of people thought it was a sample, but
yeah.
But regardless, yeah, I played that track a lot when I was DJing when that came out.
Oh man, yeah, it's a banger. It's platinum now.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
They're just super talented. I when I first heard her, I was like, okay, this is super unique artist. Like tone, vocals, lyrics, everything. Especially for a female artist to have the wide range of skills like that.
Oh, Deja's beast, bro. Like she's like she's like a really good rapper. Like if you hear her first tape, Just Do It, when she on like them hip hop beats, like she real versatile. She ain't just not on like the club shit. Like she ain't really getting there, but some guys like kill their ass for real.
Yeah, no, she's hard as fuck.
Yeah.
So what can you tell listeners, like, what is it like in general just growing up in Detroit as far as both personally but also living in a place where you got these greats in music from like Proof, Eminem, D12, all this, the whole thing, you know, even like Jack White, the White Stripes, whatever. There's so much. Detroit is just the home of everything, house music, right? All this stuff. What is it like?
Detroit is like, I'm not about to give you an exaggerated answer because everybody always try to get like super deep with, oh, it's so dark and, you know, crime is here and shit. You know, it's like that's everywhere, bro. You know what I mean? It's like Detroit is a place where you got to just play your position, bro. Like if you got a certain type of thing you're into, stay with those people and you won't get involved in bullshit. I mean, bullshit can't happen at any time to anybody, but it's like, you know, if you like, say like me, I do music, but I hang around a lot of street dudes. I've been around a lot of street shit my whole life, but I was always myself. So they always respected that. You know what I mean? I can come hang around them. I might not be doing the same shit you're doing to that extent. Like, of course, everybody got into some little bullshit coming up.
Mm-hmm.
May not be doing what you're doing to that extent, but they respect you. People respect you for that. Like, it's just really about getting money. Everybody in Detroit is like really concerned about just leveling up. You know what I mean? So it's just a lot of that. Everybody's on the same chase. Everybody's trying to get some money and find a way to do it. You know what I mean? And it's actually like a good learning experience here, bro, because I think Detroit prepared me for everywhere that I go in the world. Like I can, you know, even when spending a lot of time out in LA, I can mix with these people because, you know, if somebody try to fast talk me, I've seen this in Detroit forever. You know what I mean? Or you run into sharks in the industry, I think that will prepare you. Like I haven't run into any sharks per se yet, but I mean, I think that I would be prepared because you run into those type of people on the street all the time. So it's kind of like a learning experience. You get a lot of game coming up. You get a lot of people who've been through a lot of shit, telling you a lot of things, and it kind of just grows you up fast. Like there's a lot of shit that people get shocked by on the social media and the news and shit like that. But I see that shit every day. It's like, okay, you know. So it's just it gets you a little bit. It gets you tough, man. Just gets you tough, and you know, musically, that shit is hype, bro. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, like, is it inspiring or challenging or both? Like the fact that there's so many great artists that maybe it's like you have to live up to them or you have to live alongside them, and you know, like, what is that like?
I wouldn't say it's challenging for me. I wouldn't say it's challenging for me at all because
just do your thing.
I do my thing, bro. Like, you know, I guess people won't say I have like a quote unquote Detroit sound. Like, I try to incorporate it in my music somewhat, but you know, I'm not in the same lane as like most of the mainstream Detroit artists, like the big street artists. I'm not in that lane, so I kind of just do my own thing. So it's not challenging, but everybody kind of respect everybody's shit. So like, they can hear mine and have a respect for it. I hear their shit, have respect for it. And like one of the places that I started doing music here that really kind of took my shit to a higher level was Capitol Park Studios. And in Capitol Park, everybody was a different person. Like it was me, Early Mac in there, Key Wayne, Dusty McFly, Big Sean. I brought Kari and everybody up there. Super Kane was there. Prada Leary. All of us were kind of just working out of the same studio all the time. And everybody would just share each other's music. You know, you hear everybody's shit. Everybody just had their own way going. So, you know, we able to coexist here. So it's not really like challenging.
How would you describe Early Mac? He got to hop on the one track I did with Chavis too, which was cool. I always knew that he and Big Sean go way back, or like, what's the thing that he taught him how to rap, or he taught Sean how to rap, or kind of like showed him a lot of the music? Because was he always a writer, Early Mac? He was writing for other records and stuff like that?
Earl is just like an innovator, bro. Like Earl just he knows how to produce, you know what I mean? He's always had like a really good ear for music. So Earl had a studio in his basement back in the day, and Sean used to come over there and record. So they were already a group back in high school. So like, you know, of course, like all the Finally Famous, because they were like a little bit older than me.
Yeah.
Maybe like 4 years older than me. All of them like just always had a group effort with recording or doing music. So they always just bounced ideas off each other. Like I can't say that Earl taught Sean how to rap. Like, no, that's not the case.
Right.
Earl definitely is very influential on his music because they're a team. They help each other out. And, you know, music is about it's a collaborative process. So of course you might hear some Earl influence in Sean's music, some Sean's influence on Earl's. You know, they feed off each other. And that's why I learned that from them. Like, I had to start learning how to work with other people, and that was a really good process. See it work for him, you know.
Yeah, Sean's had like a long road in music, and he's still like doesn't seem to have reached his peak yet. Or some fans think that like he reached his peak a few years back, and now he's kind of just like floating by. But I think his last album that he just dropped was, you know, it's like his skill peaks are steadily climbing. I think I first heard him the first Finally Famous mixtapes was at 07 or 08.
Yeah, like 07.
Yeah, I was listening back then because I was into the hip hop blogs a lot back then, so I would like hear a lot of artists like that before the mainstream, and I knew for sure that this guy was going to be a big thing.
Yeah, man, Sean is
the early cosigns anyway, right? Like,
oh yeah, like I think like, you know, the Kanye cosign like happened like during 07 for him, I think. Like, excuse me if I get the timeline wrong because I'm not really like totally on point with every date, but I think that happened around like 07. He dropped the tape, and then
Pharrell was in the mix there.
Yeah, man, he was like, yeah, Pharrell was in the mix. He had a lot of Detroit people on that first tape too, and then like 09 he dropped another one, and then 2010 he dropped Finally Famous Volume 3. Like it was, you know, Big Sean was the second one, and like after Finally Famous Volume 3 is when it really took off. Like that's when I was around them. Like I knew of them like for the first 2-3 years that he was kind of on, but I didn't. I never was around him until he was recording Finally Famous Volume 3, and that's when shit just really went crazy for him. And
True. What was it like for Detroit music fans seeing Big Sean come up? Was it like obviously exciting, cool, next kind of guy?
Fuck yeah, that it made us all feel some type of hope. You know what I mean? Because like just being able to see him walk out the studio, because we would never speak to him because we never wanted to be like groupies and shit like that. Like we would just see him there. You know what I mean? So it's like just seeing that was inspirational to us because it's like, damn, this shit is really obtainable. Like this dude is still here in the city recording. When Earl would have those shows at like the Shelter and shit, Sean to pop out. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden he on the BET Awards, and then you see him back in the city, and it made everybody kind of like, damn, all right, Sean kicked down the door for us. Now everybody's gonna have their eyes on us, and that he just always had a lot of love and support around him from at least the people I knew, the friend group I had. Everybody was like excited about what he was doing.
Yeah, I mean, so for me, like as a Canadian music fan, he definitely opened my eyes to a lot of other Dre artists, as well as like Danny Brown did that for me too.
Oh yeah.
But they both kind of connected to some sort of different groups of artists, I suppose. But yeah, obviously Danny Brown is nuts. He's just
Oh
like
yeah.
a larger than life character. You ever run into him?
Bro, I ran into crazy Danny Brown story too. I did a show at Bob's Classic Kicks, and one night, just Danny Brown come in there. My boy Sheefy was already cool with him. Like I went to high school with Sheefy. Sheefy, he does music too. He's an artist out of here named Sheefy McFly. He used to throw these shows called the Arab Dare at this place called Bob's Classic Kicks. It's a shoe store. It's actually like a couple blocks away from my high school. So every Thursday they'll have these shows called the Arab Dare. All the local artists just to come, get on the set list. See, have a flyer there, pack that shit out. And one night, Danny Brown came in there and did like a 20-minute freestyle. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, it's crazy, you know what I mean? And then he had 2 shows back to back, and Danny came back in the next day and did another 20-minute freestyle like that. And I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Then next thing I know, I see him on like Pitchfork and shit, like maybe a couple months later. And I didn't have no idea who he was, and he blew up.
Yeah, what would have been the mixtape that you saw on Pitchfork? Would it have been like
I think it was just a rap. I think it was just like a freestyle or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but I know that around that time I went to school with his artist. Like he was like my little bro coming up, but it's my homie Zaloopers.
Yeah, I know Zaloopers too. Yeah.
Yes, Zaloopers. We went to high school together. That was my homie. You know what I mean? He was like a year younger than me. But, I met him when he came into our school, like his 9th grade year, and he started rapping and shit started picking up for him. He started gaining some buzz and shit. And then he met Danny, and Danny was like one of his favorite rappers. And Danny picked him up. Then Travis started messing with Danny, and they did a Pitchfork freestyle together, like the whole Bruiser Brigade. And I seen that shit pick up from there too, and it was a really good look for everybody.
Yeah, that's the thing I found those guys on was that boxing ring freestyle. I think that was the Pitchfork thing. I'm not sure.
That's the thing I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I found Travis, and I was like, this guy's nuts too.
Yeah.
And then who Dopehead too was part of that. Is that Danny Brown's cousin or?
I don't really know. I've hung out with Dopehead a couple times at a couple parties and stuff like that, but I'm not really sure like. How they related or nothing like that. Yeah,
he's funny though too. But
yeah, he's a character.
But speaking of humor, what's with your obsession with Steve Harvey? Let's air this out for people. I
don't have an obsession, bro. So, all right. So, my girl, she liked Steve Harvey like that. She thought he was hilarious, and I used to be like, "Why do you find this dude that funny?" Like it wasn't that he wasn't funny because he's a king of comedy for sure, but she just like he just does shit just naturally funny, and I never really kind of paid attention to it because once he started doing like talk shows and shit, I wasn't really into it. But I remember Tyler the Creator and Earl Sweatshirt saying "fuck Steve Harvey." I thought that was hilarious because they had no reason. Yeah. Thought that shit was hilarious. They had no reason. So that was like the first thing. I used to just think like "fuck Steve Harvey" was funny, but then Godfrey did an impression of Steve Harvey, and on the podcast, bro. And me and my friends like died laughing at that shit for like months, bro. And there was another guy named Lou Young on Instagram. He did like a Steve Harvey impression with like this mustache, and he was just doing his facial expressions.
Yeah, and
that became like an inside joke for me and my friends. Like, this shit is hilarious. Then I started like going to watch his clips. Like if you watch him on YouTube feed, bro, it's like it's random Steve Harvey episodes, bro.
Well, the thing I sent you last night, I don't know if you know what that's from. It's Vic Berger. He's the guy who does all the edits for that Tim and Eric show.
I think I heard of that.
Yeah, but so he just does these long, stupid edits of Steve just like zooming in on him and him like saying hell no, like singing and random shit. There's one I got to send you. It's like 25 minutes long. It's called Steve Harvey Doesn't Want to Host Anymore. And it's just him like having an existential crisis because of the shit people say to him on his shows. It's fucking
Hey, bro, hilarious. He gets so pissed off. I don't know why he get like pissed off like that. That's why it's so funny because he really be mad, but like Family Feud, I get it though, because people really say some dumb shit to him. So I feel like
yeah. But so I was looking him up a little bit. Like we said earlier, Steve is his middle name. Broderick is his real first name. He was actually homeless for 3 years in the 80s. Did you know that?
I think I heard something about that. Like, I think he explained it on the show one time, like one of them clips I saw.
Yeah, when he was a comedian, I guess, just like doing gigs, sleeping in his car.
Yeah, I seen some shit like that. Yeah.
Now he's worth $200 million. But I was reading that he makes $45 million a year, which means that didn't seem to add up. That means he must be making the most he's ever made, like in the last couple of years. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I believe it, bro. He on TV every day. Like, that's one person you cannot miss.
Yeah, and I guess like 20 million of it is just from radio gigs, which I knew he was on the radio, but does that just mean he's syndicated so far that he's, makes that much because his shows are on a lot of different stations, I guess, or something like that?
I assume so. Probably something like that, or he might own some type of station or something like that, I'm not sure.
He's always given like family advice and relationship advice and life advice, but then he's got these controversies here and there with people not agreeing with what he says. But I guess who doesn't have controversies? Like, it's that famous.
Yeah. I don't fuck with all that. I don't like all that shit where relationship advice shit. Like, I don't pay attention to that. Fuck that. People online, like, they just need to shut the fuck up because.
Well, he's been divorced twice, or he's got three marriages. I mean,
still though, everybody like go about their shit the way they want to go about it. You know what I mean? Everything is circumstantial. Like, I'm not gonna tell nobody. I don't like to tell nobody relationship advice because as soon as you do, it's your fault when they shit fuck up.
Yeah. Like, I did what you said. Look what happened.
Exactly. So I'm like, man, just go with your gut, man.
Yeah, no, that's true. Did you see the when Snoop was on Family Feud and he did that one answer?
No, I didn't see that shit.
Bro, I'll send you that later, but I won't even spoil it. I'll just send it to you later. But it's that was one of the top things for me, Snoop and Steve.
I gotta see that.
So what's next for you music wise? Do you got I saw you were spitting some verses recently on your Insta, but you got a project coming or what? Yeah,
man, I haven't named it though, but I just been back home for like the last 2 months. I've been recording like every week. I'm trying to I'm going a whole different route with like the music I'm doing, because a lot of the stuff I had was like, it was a lot of like hard beats, kind of like courtside type shit. And I want to just get back to the music that I started doing when me and Kari started, like, having our shit going, because I had a tape that sounded kind of similar to the music I'm doing now. It's more like neo soul, hip hop drums, some of that feel good shit. And my boy's computer got stolen.
Oh,
the whole tape going. Then I did another tape in another studio, and somebody erased the whole tape off the computer.
Oh, we need backups, man. I almost lost some shit recently too. Now I back up every week, but that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks, man. So I was like, I had a lot of the music was doing good, but I just think that I need to just get back to myself, because I started just trying to experiment with a lot of new shit because I lost so much, you know what I mean? So I kind of just got off the path of where I was headed with that stuff that I was doing. And that music was the most heartfelt shit. You know what I mean? I'm back talking a lot more personal instead of really just trying to get bars off and shit like that. So, and I had a lot more life experience over the past 2 years since I like dropped the Who Can I Run To? Like, Shut Up and Rap was like some shit I did quick in a weekend, you know what I mean? And cause the music was feeling good, but it was all like still real shit on there. I'm like, damn, I gotta use these type of raps on some shit, some live instrumentation, something that I can do like an unplugged type vibe to, you know what I mean? And just kind of just touch people's hearts a little bit. So like the music I'm making now is a lot more personal, just because like now I got a kid. I've been living in LA for damn near a whole year, you know what I mean? Back and forth. And like now this shit it's probably the best music I ever made by far to me.
That's a good approach, I think, these days. Like, everybody loves the typical Detroit beat or the trap beat, but a lot of people are getting sick of that kind of trap hi-hat pattern and same thing, Like, so if you could do some like you said, some live instrumentation or whatever, that's a thing people are looking for, I think.
Yeah, I want to just make something that's timeless, bro, because now everybody, the whole industry is rapping on Detroit beats. You don't know who from Detroit and who not no more, bro. Like, everybody rapping like that. And it's like, they barely give us credit for it still. Like, now you got, like, fucking motherfuckers arguing about, like, who started the sound between the Bay, Milwaukee, and Detroit. And it's like, okay, I feel like everybody feeds off each other. I think Detroit is responsible for a big part of that. And you know, the Bay, it's always been similar with us. Milwaukee, I think I was never really familiar with Milwaukee shit like that before recently, but I do feel like it's a lot of Detroit influence in it. But
what is an example of a Milwaukee artist? I can't even think of one.
Man, I really don't even know these guys like that, to be honest. Like, it was just a couple viral videos a couple videos from Milwaukee that went viral where it had like dudes wearing like Cartiers and you know, them saying that Cardi started there and people being confused about the origin of where this sound or this look came from. And you know, I'm not sure if they were already on that because I don't know, so I can't really speak on it. But I want to stay away from shit like that. Like, keep me away from that type of debate. I don't want to be able to say you sound like this person from this city, that city. I want to just have my own shit, you know.
Yeah. Can you explain the Cartier glasses to people who are not from Detroit, who don't get it? Look, what is the origin and what is this buffs? That's the slang for it, but what does that even come from?
Oh, it comes from buffalo tusk, you know, buffalo horns, and Cartier makes them. They're pretty expensive glasses. You can, you know, if you get them straight from the Cartier site, they can range from anywhere from $2,200 to $2,500. You know, they really expensive. Or if you go to like a jeweler, they have better deals on them. Like I had some buffs, I had some black buffs. They were like I paid like $1,900 cash for them. But you know, you can get the ones that are most popular are the white buffs. Like that really became a thing around like early 2000s. This guy named Rich Ken made a song, and it was like, "Oh, white buffies make the hoes want to fuck me," and it just kind of like blew it up here because earlier in like the late 90s, like 98, 99, early 2000s, dudes were wearing wood Cartier glasses. They're the wood frames with the gold circles, the ones that Earl usually have on. Yeah, those or the wires. It's just you know, they're just a metal wire frame. And you know, Earl said in this funny video, he says like, yeah, you usually get them to your girl, or you wear it when you go to court. They look a lot more classy. Like you can go to a court function or a ballroom function with them on. But now the thing is, everybody wearing the buffs. You know, that's the things that we've been doing for over 20 years now. You know what I mean? And now every rapper in the world got them on.
Yeah. Well, it's a funny thing that one city would take after this one item of apparel, this accessory that would, I mean, they look dope. Like, there's some of the dopest looking glasses. My prescription glasses that I wear, I get like, they look like fake buffs. They're prescription, like rimless glasses, whatever. Like, I got a bunch of different ones. Like, I got these that I wear that are like,
oh damn! They do sit like buffs, bro. They look a lot like. If I didn't see them from the side, I would assume you have buffs with blue tint.
Yeah, I got like yellow ones and red ones and shit. But I'm like clearly jacking the Detroit style.
No, man. See, that's the thing. Like everybody always you can't say that all the time. Like some people say that too much. Like y'all jacking Detroit, but if they were buffs, no, you would know. And a lot of people wear fake buffs too. They wear fake buffs around here. You got to be careful because they sell them online for like, you get replica buffs for like $40, and if you don't know these glasses for real, like then you get fooled. Like, but the women here, they know that shit. If you got some fake ones on, or a guy might come up to you and be like, "Hey, let me see your glasses." Put them in their hand, they feel the weight. Oh, they're not heavy enough. Yeah. Or they have a serial number right above, like inside the nose piece, and you can look that serial number up and get the item number. So all the buffs are really supposed to be exclusive to when you buy them. You have a serial
it's like a VIN number or whatever. Like
you can look up the VIN number for sure. So
that's crazy.
It's like it's important, bro. So like you cannot wear fake buffs here. You will get clowned. Or, you know, you can lose your life. Somebody try to snatch them glasses off your face and kill you for them, and they end up being fake.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. Mm-hmm. Well, another thing, if you're not from Detroit, you don't know about, but you need to know about, is Blade Icewood. I've heard. Sure. I've heard. What's the significance of Blade Icewood other than just the he was he was kind of a big deal. His music was, I guess, original for the time, what he was doing from the area, right?
Yeah, I think he popped off this whole sound that's going on now. Mm-hmm. All the people who doing music now, they'd be alive. They told you they want offsprings of what he started and what the street lords meant to Detroit culture. Like the studio I told you about, Capitol Park, that was actually owned by Street Lord Juan. You know what I mean? And like they were all the group and stuff like that. And Blade was one of the most influential people ever to do music. Like he had some of the biggest Detroit, I think, if not the biggest, one of the biggest songs from our city. Like, well, multiple songs, but like they started like our rap wave here, to be honest. Like that's around like when I was in middle school, like 03 to like 06, you know what I mean? And yeah, like 02 to 06 in that era, we didn't really have any rappers besides like Eminem that were like super popular in the city. I mean, we probably did, but not from that I know. That's probably before my time. But like having him on the radio and, you know, he moving around, messing with celebrities, he getting respect, you know, nationwide for Detroit. And, you know, everybody just kind of looked up to him. Like he lived that lifestyle shit that people wanted to see. He had the money, the cars, the jewelry, you know, he's damn near like our Detroit Jay-Z for real, you know, and he had the phrase boss up. That was, everybody really started saying it after Blade Icewood. And he was just super influential. And unfortunately, like he lost his life, you know, right before he could break through that threshold. But he was the man for sure here. Everybody loved Blade.
And his son does music, is that right?
Yeah, Lil Blade. Him and my boy Gaddy just did some music together. They dropped recently.
What's with Detroit rappers and having to have really, really cool names like Perrier Rosewood? It reminds me of Orlando Peacecraft from fucking anime show Escaflowne, or like Blade Icewood. Like it's kind of like, it reminds me of you know how graffiti names have to have a certain type of style to them, like CASP, or like these made up words, you know, that are like it's like a certain style, but you can't quite describe it to people. But I find that in Detroit, I just find like a lot of the names are just interesting, or like combine a lot of different elements together.
Man, we just like to get crispy, bro. Like that's all it is. We just like to get crispy. I'm not gonna lie. Like when I changed my name, I wanted to have a playoff of my real name because my real name Paris. But I was like, Paris not cool enough. I can't use that.
But it is a cool name. That is a cool name though. Paris.
Yeah, it's a cool name. But I mean, for a rap, I wanted something that was gonna be like, okay, if you say Paris, it could be a billion Paris. You might Google me and you
can look up Paris, France, or whatever.
Yeah, Paris, France, Paris Hilton. I needed something like unique to me, so I said, damn, I want something to sound like a champagne. I'm like, damn, what about Perrier Jouet? I'm like, damn, okay, but Perrier Rosewood, that's incorporating the little Detroit, and it sounds like it could be a champagne. So I was like,
no, okay, I agree. No, it's a dope name. That's one thing when I found you, it caught me off guard. I was like, this guy's name is crazy.
Bro. I appreciate it, bro. Like, I wanted just something that, Tupac is like one of my favorite rappers of all time. And I felt like,
I got the poster right here.
Hey, I got Bishop on right now.
There you go.
So it's like, he always used to say that people would have to repeat his name all the time because they built character. So I was like, okay, well, people always gonna keep pronouncing my name wrong if I say if I put this on here, like they're not gonna associate it with like seeing Perrier in the stores. They always gonna get it wrong. People always call me Perrier, but if I keep correcting them, then somebody gonna end up getting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wanted something like that.
So you've your girlfriend or fiance now, or no, not yet?
Yeah, no, we together.
Yeah, you're together. She's from Toronto. She has family up in near Toronto, so you've been visiting Toronto here and there. So you got to have you visited Toronto before, like back in the day, or is it more just recently that you?
Oh no, since me and her got together, that's the like the first time I visited Toronto. Like literally, like maybe 4 months after we got together, she like, "Are we going to see my sister in Ajax?" So like shit, we go to Toronto like every few months. Like we might be going in like a week or two. Honestly, like I gotta put my her sister has to put the paperwork through to see if I can get approved.
Yeah.
She already got approved, and my son got approved. But yeah, I'm trying to go up there and vibe out again. I love Toronto.
It's a pretty cool city. I'm always curious to know about, like, I know you're a Drake fan, and it's funny as a Canadian to, like, we have certain rappers back in the day that were like big for us, but we knew that like only certain American fans would have known about them. Like Chaclair used to work with Guru, or like Socrates worked with Redman.
I heard of Socrates before.
Yeah, like Chaos was a big one, but he was more like just did his own music kind of thing. Didn't really cross over the border that much. Cardinal made it really big. We had
I remember Cardinal official,
the Akon stuff, whatever. But like, so what was the first? Do you remember the first Toronto rap you might have heard like back in the day?
Man, honestly, the first one that I probably even knew that was a Toronto rapper was Drake. Honestly,
shit,
like,
yeah.
I can't even really say that I can't.
That makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. But
yeah, like I mean, it probably was. I mean, I didn't even know Cardinal was from Toronto until I remember him and Drake had the little spat online or whatever. I think, if I'm not mistaken, if that was it Cardinal that Drake had an issue with back in the day?
They maybe at some point, but I think they're cool now. Cardinal is kind of just cool with everybody. He's just such a nice guy kind of thing. But
yeah, I just remember like that's kind of like when I found out that he was even from Toronto. If it wasn't him, then forgive me, but I thought it was him. They might have had an issue, but that's when I kind of found out that he was even from Toronto. But but after Drake, I just got in my bag and just started going down that rabbit hole of YouTube and just finding a bunch of different people. So it was just my favorite right now though is Smiley.
Oh yeah, you like Smiley? Yeah,
I love Smiley, dog.
You get me?
Hey, like Gretzky.
Yeah, it's funny, man. It's
crazy.
Yeah, there's like Pressa. A lot of those guys have like interesting voices, and Press is crazy. I DJ'd a show of one of his shows in the falls. I opened for their DJ and shit. But,
that's hard, bro. I'm trying to get out there and like do some music with them guys out there. I love it. I love their sound. Like I recorded out there at this studio called Midnight too. It's on Kennedy in Scarborough, and I met some guys there from Toronto, and I was like, they was sweet as fuck in the studio. It was a weird setup, bro. It was like in the back of a laundromat. Like when you pull up to like, you pull up to like this parking lot, and it's like a laundromat in front, but then you go through an alley, so I'm already like skeptical. I'm like, bro, I heard Toronto be on some gangster shit too, so I'm like, I don't know. I go to the back and I go down there, and then it's just like a nice ass studio, and then they having a whole full blown party in another room that you can't even hear. Like girls coming out drunk and all this shit, but a lot of dudes just came in and vibed during my session, and it was cool as fuck.
Yeah, Toronto. I guess like what you're saying at the beginning about Detroit, it's like you stay in your own lane and do your thing, and it's not a problem. But in Toronto, there's a certain, it's like any other big city. There's I was just reading up on different gangs in Canada. There's all types of shit. Yeah, there's all types of shit. There's fucking Chinese gang called the Big Circle Boys, and they do all the heroin and fentanyl running in Canada, and they started in the 60s as an actual Chinese paramilitary group. Like they come from the Chinese Revolution, and they like splintered out, and now they're all over North America, all the fentanyl and that kind of thing.
Fuck, man, I would have never known, bro. Like I know like my girl was telling me about like some of the Somali gangs and shit out there they had.
Yeah.
She was just like, just be careful going around certain areas, because like Toronto always reminded me, like when I heard that, it reminded me of LA. Because you'll be in a neighborhood, it looks nice as fuck. Like it don't look like it could be some real shit going on there, but it's shootings and killings happening around the corner from these $1 million homes and shit out there. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it is weird because there was a murder of a young Toronto rapper a couple years back that was in broad daylight, and
who you talking about? The guy who they killed downtown?
Yeah, and I always forget what because there's so many of them that lose their life like that that I forget like who's who and shit. But anyway, the other rival rappers or whatever are dissing him in this other song, but they're like doing an impression of him on the ground dying, and I'm like, these guys are like, this is I don't know. I know it's Canada, but like Toronto, certain areas, it's like a different level of, just kind of next level demonic shit, like disrespecting shit. Yeah.
But bro, that. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not trying to blame this on them, but bro, like all this rap shit changed because of like motherfuckers. Like I guess like after that Chief Keef wave, bro, Chicago was so influential that I feel like the whole rap game adopted their style of like gang banging and however they do their street shit. I feel like leave that to them. That was their wave, bro. I don't remember like none of these other rappers doing shit like that. You know what I mean? And you got like Detroit people talking about. Well, I ain't gonna say Detroit people, but just people in general, like who just do street music, talking about smoking on ops and using.
Well, yeah, like look at Tay K. What he's doing. What is it now? 55 years about, and the whole thing is because it's lyrics that ended up, coming to court. Like, when we talk about Pac, and back then, that was the era where they were actually trying to scare people away from rap music with the politics and all that, and say that it influenced. Yeah. But Pac's argument was, no, we're writing about what we see. The cops are a gang into themselves. That whole thing. Explaining the streets to the public, but now, like you say, it almost has gone the other way in a sense where you have a lot of glorification of violence, and then that ends up a lot of young people like these young Toronto rappers, 20 years old, 21 years old, and it's not because of rap by any means. It's sort of both things are true in a sense.
Yeah, people just adopting like behaviors that's not like. Something that their city would do. I feel like everybody should stay in their own lane, do that, move how their city moves. Like, Detroit, nobody talks about shit like that for real. Well, now they do because it's like it's a different generation of kids. Like they're coming up inspired by like other rappers and stories they hear because this shit is getting people points and they go cool points, a clout or whatever the fuck it may be. But it's like Detroit was always a city of like, okay, whatever street shit is done, we're not talking about this shit online. We're not gonna pull it. Why are you pulling the camera out? Like I grew up in that area where like a lot of street dudes I know didn't want to take a picture. Yeah. I don't even have pictures of some of my friends, bro, because they were so involved in certain shit. I'm not taking a picture. I'm not posting videos online showing nothing. And it's like now everything is online. Everybody want to go do some gangster shit and capture it so they get the credit. That shit weak, bro. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I ain't gonna say it's weak because I'm not involved. Let me rephrase that. I'm not gonna say it's weak, but it's like that's nothing that you should be perpetuating because I feel like the dudes who really in it, like the guys who started that whole wave, they really had to grow up like that. A lot of these kids don't have to grow up like that.
Right. And a lot of it too, at least with the Toronto stuff, it's a lot of dissing crews. And so you have to diss back and then it ends up getting heated and there's some retaliation and then there's retaliation to that. It's like it didn't even start from like, say, a specific issue. It's more just like disses that ramped up.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it is, bro. And it's like, why is rap coming to this? Honestly, like, I mean, before, I know rappers ran into each other, they could put hands on each other and shit like that, but like what happened to just rap just being competitive and leaving that shit where it's at? Because I feel like if these motherfuckers were really street like that, we would never hear about these problems. Never. If it was really going down like that. But it's like now everybody just want to be the toughest motherfucker on the street, and careers getting cut short, whole families are suffering from this bullshit, bro. Like we gotta focus on something different.
Totally. Well, what happened to Q-Tip and Common? Where are you guys at? Like we need conscious rap, era 2.0. I think that's like maybe the next thing. We need conscious rap to make like a big comeback.
Man, but people keep talking about like it's boring, bro. The kids don't.
It is boring.
Like it's boring. But it's like if you think about it, the biggest rappers are somewhat conscious, in a way. Fucking Kendrick Lamar. He's 100%. A conscious rapper. He 100%. Just knows how to make it catchy. J. Cole, conscious rapper, knows how to make a good song and make it catchy, but give you a message. Fucking even Drake has conscious raps. Well, he started off like on the Dilla shit.
Yeah.
But just like the fucking rhyme Jay-Z said, he was like, lyrically, I want to be Talib Kweli. He's something like that, saying like, he made. No, he said
lyrically, I'm probably Talib Kweli.
No, yeah, but he said something. I want to be like Common Sense. I made 20 mil. I ain't a rapper like Common Sense. Like that's the truth.
True. Yeah.
So it's like you got to catch a wave with the shit and make it sweet, bro. That's really where I'm at with my shit too. It's like I got to put some substance in my shit and not bore people to death.
True.
Yeah.
So what else do you got to speak on? Do you have anything else you want to let people know about? They can follow you at your Twitter is just Perrier Rosewood. Is that right?
Yep. And Instagram, as soon as you type in Perrier Rosewood, it'll pop up. But it's Perrier Rosewood .1. And yeah. I mean, shit. I really was coming on here to shoot the shit with you, man. Like, what you got going on, bro? Like,
yeah, we can go for another little bit. I don't have to rush and go, so we can chat it up. Well, shit. I just put together this arcade today. I just souped up my home theater in the basement. Got my PlayStation down there. Gonna throw in some Skyrim. Some old school games. Actually, I'm gonna play this game called Detroit Become Human.
I haven't played that yet. I heard you couldn't even play it. I heard it was just more like it was a storyline that you press the button.
Yeah, it's like a story, but yeah, it's one of those ones. But I'll see if it keeps my attention at all. But no, but I'm trying to do more beats too. I know me and you have like almost made a track once or twice, but we gotta I gotta send more. That's all.
Bro, no, look, the thing is, for some reason, every time you send it, like I get to the studio and I cannot find the email. Bro, I think some of your emails were getting sent to my spam by mistake.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know why.
We'll do something. We'll make like a folder or something in whatever you use, whatever you...
Yeah, and the other session that we did, my boy had it because I did the hook and I let my boy Bun and my boy Los. They did verses. I hadn't did my verse yet, but he sent it to me, and I had it, and I was gonna send it to you. The day I was gonna send it to you, bro, I dropped my phone in the airport, and then it was raining outside. It got water damage, and I got locked out of my iCloud, so I lost all my memories of my son, my music, all this shit, bro. Yeah, so.
Well,
I have to have you send it to me again.
Yeah, no, I know where that beat is. I'll send that one, but I got some new stuff too. I'm working on. My friend has been making melodies, and I'll just do the drums and the bass, whatever. That seems to be a good formula for a lot of people. Like, who does that? Well, Murder Beats does that. I guess his boy Smokescreen, this guy from the Falls. He makes a lot of melodies. And I think that's like a key thing. If you could cut your workload in half, in a sense, like collaborate or whatever, so you can just get the beat done instead of working on something for like hours. If melodies isn't your strong point or whatever. No,
period, bro. I got some chops. I can see you. I do chops on the low. People don't really know. Like,
oh, cool. Yeah, no, do that.
Yeah, I got some cool loops, man. I made like just some samples. I know how to sample. Like I taught myself YouTube. And I ended up making this fire. I gotta send it to you. I made a fire chopper. Let's Get Married by Jagged Edge.
Okay.
That shit was hard. So I was like, I got some shit I can send you too. Because I want to start producing, but
cool. Bro, we should do more cross border collabs. Like my boy AWOL wants to do a track with you, and Sazy is our buddy, who's just kind of the dopest of all of. This area, the whole Niagara region, Toronto. We think he's the best, like, ever, but that's just because...
I love them guys, bro. They sweet as fuck.
Yeah, Sazy's real dope, but...
Yeah, they sent me some music, bro, and I can't... That's when I got locked in my iCloud, I couldn't find the email again. He hit me up asking me, like, was I going to do the track? And I don't want him to feel like I just spent him or nothing, but... Like,
yeah, no, those guys can spit out content like it's nothing, so that's no problem at all. But yeah, Sazy's so funny. He's so old school. Like he used to sort of be in a group that would battle with Drake. Like they had like a little diss to him. One time they called him Wheelchair Jimmy because he was in that show Degrassi. He was on TV, right? He was a guy in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I remember.
And so Sazy has a line. He was on this group called Team Offense. It was these guys, a bunch of Toronto guys, Little the General, and different guys. And yeah, he said something like that. Why are you betting all your chips on Wheelchair Jimmy? Like as if he wasn't going to blow up.
Oh shit! Damn. So like they must have knew him kind of really a little bit.
Yeah. Like the funny thing. I always joke like with my fiance, like, oh, I know Drake and shit because Drake commented on one of our thing that I worked on with him that was the Dragon Ball Z albums that he did. I did the intro to one of them, and so I think Drake went on his thing and said something about Dragon Ball Z bars or something like comment. And this was only like a few years ago, and I was like, yeah, no, not dissing him, but just like shouting him out, kind of thing.
Damn.
And so I'm like, there I go, I'm famous, finally famous.
That's hard, bro. Like, man, shit. Give me a feature with Drake, man. I gotta get you.
I wish.
The one song, bro. I got some shit for the boy, man. One song, and it's over. We gonna unite. We gonna unite the borders, bro.
Yeah, that's even like with me with Murda Beats. Like I met him once just here in St. Catharines at the bar. Like, but this is like he might have done one song with Migos or something, and I just met him, like shook his hand, like hey, and I knew he was a producer. Somebody mentioned. I'm like, oh cool. What do you do? Fruity Loops? Yeah, Fruity Loops. Cool. And then I didn't make anything of it. And like I'm like shit. I should have made a stronger connection. You know, sent them something or whatever.
I seen him come out of the club one time, and that fucking night went crazy after that. I seen him in LA, bro, and I was gonna say something to him, but next thing you know, I'm getting pressed by 15 Bloods.
Oh shit!
My cousin got me this bullshit that night, man, and I wanted to say something to him. I was pissed.
Oh fuck!
Him and Mustard came out like right after each other. I was like, damn, I wanted to chop it up, but bro.
Yeah, they're like sky high now. Murda Beats is just killing it, and still really young, and just got like probably a lot of music ahead of him that he's got to release. He's just now getting his.
He from Toronto too?
He's from Fort Erie, which is like so. We're from Detroit to Toronto. If you look like towards the falls, that's where I'm in St. Catharines, and he's from. If you go south from us, Fort Erie, which is like 30,000 people town. Like unlike Erie, that nothing happens there. Like there's a good pizza joint, like a couple churches, like a library. Like there's really nothing out there.
Wow.
But he always says that too. Like I'm from a town of 30,000. Like anybody can make it. It doesn't matter where you're from, kind of thing.
That's hard, bro. Like I think I just need to come out there, like, cause I honestly, bro, I work better like when we just get in the studio and vibe out on some shit. Cause I don't even write. I rarely write my raps. Like recently, I just started back writing them on my phone, but like I usually go in there and do the song like same day. And we get the beat, and I think I should get out there. Like hopefully, if they approve me to come across the border, I know I'm gonna have to be there 2 weeks. I'm gonna have to quarantine 2 weeks.
True.
So we can do something around that time. If you guys got time.
Yeah, it'd be jokes if we got together with Weezy and Sazy and you and just made a track or whatever. Those guys are just crazy. Weezy's from Scotia. He's from Nova Scotia. There's a whole other scene up there too, Scotia.
Yeah, bro. Only rapper I know from up there is like Pat Stay. You familiar with
Pat Stay? Yeah, the battle rapper, whatever.
He's sweet as fuck to me. I fuck with Pat Stay.
Yeah, man, that's it's crazy how many rappers, producers there are, whatever. Whether we're talking about Detroit or Toronto, Halifax, like these small Canadian towns, they're still just talented, producers that no one knows about yet.
Man, really, bro. Like honestly, I know everybody was like used to critique Drake really hard about that Views album because they didn't understand it. But like when I went to Toronto and I loved it, the album before I ever been. I heard it before I ever went to Toronto. But when I went there and seen like the city and felt the vibe, I understood the music so much more because I'm like, oh my god, like this like a melting pot of just good shit. Like you got the Caribbean wave, you got the Middle Easterns, the Indians. You know what I mean? Like and all the musical influences are like all just like put together, and I fuck with it.
Oh yeah, well that's a big thing about Canada and Toronto specifically, right? The immigration and the differences between America and Canada and how we handle immigration. Yeah, they used to teach us in school. They would say that like we're multicultural. America's a melting pot. This is a multicultural mosaic, whatever they would call it. Like this fancy, it's kind of like a liberal thing, I guess you could say, but it's good, right? It's a like you said, it's a mix of everything. Like you go to Toronto, there's a little Chinatown, Italy, to whatever. It's East Asian, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, you're right. It makes for a good mix of influences.
No, facts, bro. I honestly want to stay out there and do like a tape out there just to feel the vibe of the city and like Like last time I recorded there, it was like super cold. It was like February, bro. And I was like, damn, it feels good to just record out here. And it's like a real good creative space. I'm like cozy. The weed was real good. Like I got real fucking high, bro, and made good ass music out there.
Yeah.
Like, our weed is great, bro. I gotta come smoke some more Canadian weed.
Oh yeah, we got some good weed, man.
Yeah.
We'll hook you up when you're over here. Yeah, like you know that one Drake video, the recent one where he's skiing.
Yeah, bro. My fucking.
It's not that far from like. It's like I think it was Blue Mountain that he's skiing at. I'm not sure, but it's.
That's the place I heard it was at because my girl, her sister was telling me, she was like, "Yeah, Drake did a video of Blue Mountain, the war. You talking about war?"
Yeah, it's like people just go there. Like, it's like a common place you'd go for skiing, you know, kind of thing. And
yeah,
it's just cool. It's cool. It's cool from my perspective to see that just Drake how big he's got, and then to do a video of Blue Mountain. It's kind of just funny as a Canadian, I guess.
Yeah, man. I wanted to go fucking ride past that fucking crib.
Yeah,
that shit look crazy, bro. I'm like Toronto be. It's like such an American city. Like even though it's like a whole different country, like it feels American, but the energy there is just like totally different, bro. It's like y'all got money out there, bro. Y'all rich as fuck out in Canada, man.
Yeah, there's some riches. What's funny about Canada to me is just the population, that we're a 10th of you guys, but we have so much land. Obviously, we don't use it all. Like there's a lot of cold places, but you got your 3 cities, right? You got Vancouver, Toronto, and Montreal. Yeah. But even Montreal is a different vibe because they can only build a building so high. It can't. There's a bylaw that they can't build skyscrapers past the mountain.
Damn.
So that's why in Toronto, just everything's huge. But yeah, so Montreal is just a different vibe, and then even Vancouver, which I haven't been out there yet, but they have their own characteristics. But then every town in between those 3 is more or less like your typical small Canadian town. A lot of hockey players. Like have you ever heard the show Letterkenny?
Letterkenny, I never heard of that.
No, it's like a kind of like Trailer Park Boys.
Oh yeah, I never heard of the show, but I heard Trailer Park Boys for sure.
Yeah, but Letterkenny is more like a small town where about my area or something, like a little bit south between you and me, but a little bit south. It's just about like kind of Canadian hicks, you know, like hockey players getting in fights and shit. That's all it is in between the major cities, you know.
Hell yeah, bro. Like I seen the hockey influence out there is crazy because I relate to that though because you know Detroit is a big hockey city too. Like we got hockey town down there, so it's like you know every time the Red Wings would win, there would be like a big ass deal in Detroit. Like that was the only team that would win for us consistently, anyways. But like when I went to Toronto, I definitely seen hockey jerseys every day, all day, walking down the street. Like I bought a Colin White jersey from Ottawa, team from Ottawa. Didn't know who the fuck he was. But it was an all-star jersey for Ottawa, and like bro, literally everywhere I went, I just thought the jersey was sweet. But everywhere I went, walking downtown, bro, I was down in like what's the Dundas Square?
Yeah,
bro, it was guys coming up to me giving me hugs. So, how the fuck is Colin White? You got a Colin White jersey? How the fuck you get that? And then they found out I'm from Detroit. They just like went crazy about that too. I got so much love just off that jersey. And like they just super hockey stands, bro. Like I literally got hugs on the street. Nobody would do that shit to you in Detroit.
That's crazy. Yeah. What is that something you found? Like, can you elaborate on that? What do you think about like just Toronto people in general? Like, is it true when they say Canadians are nicer?
Yeah, bro. Because even during that time where everybody was hugging me on it, I know that Ottawa is like, I guess that's like rivals, I guess the Maple Leafs or something like that. And
yeah, Senators and Leafs, yeah.
Yeah, so this one guy booed me, like just booed me, and another guy was talking shit behind me, and I was at like a crosswalk, and he was like, "Well, what the fuck you got this Ottawa jersey on for?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm from Detroit. I don't know nothing about y'all rivalry." And he was like, "Oh, you from Detroit? Oh, it's all good, man." Both guys did that to me, and it was like everybody was nice as fuck. I got like really good customer service. The Tim Hortons I went to was really good. Like I had some good coffee, and everybody treated me pretty good. I got some like free hash browns and shit. But everybody was really nice, bro. I went to like a Jamaican spot, got some food, and they hooked me up with some extra jerk sauce when they found out I was from Detroit.
There you go. Yeah. No, man, I do. That's something that I do think that, People find that it's something a little bit slower up here. We're a little bit more spread out, so we're not like in each other's faces as much or something.
Yeah, I think that helps a lot, though. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, like you said, like the immigration, like it doesn't feel tense. Like, okay, when you're in Detroit, you got black and white neighborhoods. So when you go to like white neighborhoods, you feel the tension. Like it's so much racial tension in Michigan. Like, 'cause Michigan is really like a southern state in the north, honestly. And it's a lot of racial tension. So like certain streets we won't even cross. Like my mom lives on off Mack Street on the east side of Detroit. Mack, you literally cross Mack and you are walking in mansions. You cross the street the other side, you are in the hood directly. And or like 8 Mile, like, you know, we talk about the movie 8 Mile, but people don't drive across 8 Mile in Detroit because damn near nobody has fucking license, really, or valid insurance because the insurance rates here are so high. You know, we have a lot of car theft and shit. So when you cross these certain areas, you feel like a lot of tension, like, what the fuck are you doing over here type shit. You know what I mean? Even now that Detroit is getting gentrified. Yeah. No, fuck. Like, white people didn't really hang out in Detroit, honestly, unless it was a hockey game or the Tigers. You know what I'm saying? And like, okay, when they would come to Detroit, it was never like some tension. But now that it's like gentrified, you go to certain spots and they're like, what the fuck are you doing here? You feel like a divide almost. But in Toronto, I just felt like everybody fucked with everybody because you see so many different people, different faces, different nationalities all the time. You don't get that same type of stigma. You know what I mean? It's not uncomfortable going certain places.
100%. Yeah. And then kids who grow up in that environment too, that's instilled in them, right? To accept people and whatever. I mean, Canada, we don't want to get it twisted. Like, we do have, racist people and certain racist injustices are like the residential school system is a thing within the indigenous people that they still have to deal with, and like clean water to certain places, that kind of thing. There's a lot of issues, of course, but like it's not a perfect place, but it's pretty chill.
Yeah, no, like I can totally tell the difference. Like, just my comfort level and anxiety levels were like super low being there. I was like, well, damn. Even the barbershop was a different experience, man. I got my hair cut there. And it was just like the barbershop was different because usually you go to barbershops here, you either gonna have all black barbershop or all white guy barbershop, or Chaldean barbershop, or Arab guys. And when I went to Toronto, it was like 4 different type of barbers cutting hair, and it's like, you see, like, if you see the white guy in the hood cutting hair, bro, probably you're not gonna get your hair cut by him. But there, everybody was sweet. You know, it was like you had the black guy, you had a Puerto Rican guy, Arab guy, and a white guy all in the shop. Everybody could cut hair good, and it was like a different vibe. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just in Detroit, it's a little bit different, so it's like something to get adjusted to, but it's refreshing.
Yeah, no, definitely. It seems like that would be the goal if we can make more places kind of like that.
Sure, for sure. I really was telling my girl the other day. I was like, man, I think I might move to Toronto. Like, I wanted to move to LA, but LA is like super expensive, man. Like,
yeah. Toronto, yeah. I mean,
Toronto's expensive.
It is expensive too, but you could live like a little bit out of the way of Toronto and you could find something pretty affordable. You could live 20, 30 minutes away if you really had to, and you'd still be close by because it's just that giant highway that goes right to it.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's just, I just fuck with, like, even though I think Toronto and LA are kind of similar with expenses, but, the currency exchange help it out a lot too. But it's a big difference, but
temperature's a little different too.
Yeah, man. I kind of just like the fact that you are at all 4 seasons. Like, I don't like the fact that when I'm in LA, it was fucking October and I didn't see no leaves on the ground. I was like, right. I don't know, getting the spirit out, the holidays and nothing like that.
I feel that. Yeah, that's again, I think why I'm a little drawn to Detroit. Not only just being a fan of all the music and everything, but because it's such a close American city to where I'm from, that it's similar in that the geographic stuff and weather and all that. Like if the War of 1812 would have been a little different, maybe you could have been Canadian.
Hey, facts.
The border is a little bit,
Hey, facts.
Yeah.
Do you fuck with New York a lot? Like, do you guys?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even as a kid, like I've been there twice, and then as a kid, I loved all that, like Rough Riders and stuff. That's what we grew up on. Like, Busta Rhymes is like my favorite rapper. Like,
really?
Yeah.
That's just hard.
Yeah, Busta, I could do every word to every song, pretty much.
I can't do not one word to Busta songs. He raps too fast.
I could do it.
I love Buster, bro, but I like New York. Is just, man, like everybody say Toronto remind them of New York, but I think it's totally different. Like Dundas Square just looked like Times Square, but it's totally different in New York. New York,
it's
everybody
a different vibe.
rude to me.
Yeah. New York also really feels like a world city. Like this is one of the top 5 cities when you're there. It just feels like that. It's you take a wrong turn as well in New York, and you could be like just totally lost in some crazy, like we got lost once somewhere. I don't even know where we were, Brooklyn somewhere, but
I got lost in Brooklyn too.
Yeah, we were just looking for a cab. We were just like, it's 2 a.m. after a concert. We saw Rock the Bells there. Actually, we saw Rage Against the Machine, Cypress Hill, and Wu-Tang.
Oh, that's crazy!
All in the same show, and then it had Mos Def, Talib open with the Boot Camp Click opened. All these different, like Immortal Technique, all that shit. Like that was like 07, I think. Yeah, it was crazy. Cypress Hill started, and the whole green cloud just went over the whole crowd. And then like Rage came on. They had Wu-Tang. That ODB's son was there.
Oh wow! I seen that video online. They brought him out.
It was the whole Wu-Tang clan except ODB because it was his son place. And then that was nuts. And then after that, Rage Against the Machine comes out, and we're like, "Oh, this is a day-long concert." We're all like muddy and wet, shit. We're like, we just basically walked out of the venue while listening to the show. But when Rage went on, it was just like mosh pit, like just everything. Fucking that was crazy.
That's hard, bro. I always wanted to go to a concert out there, but I never seen like a concert like that, like a Rock the Bells type shit. Like I never seen it. Well, I did see Jay-Z and Friends when he was retiring for the Black Album. I went to that concert. That was crazy as fuck. Like,
did they come to Detroit or?
No, I went to LA. I was in LA, like going to visit my aunt out there. She stayed out there, and they had bought us like all like third row tickets. It was like 20 deep, third row tickets, and I saw Kobe there.
No way.
Yeah, no, Kobe it was a Staples Center, and he was in the audience. Like it was like right after that, the case he had and stuff like that. And, everybody was talking about his wife's ring, bro. Like you can see this ring from. He had to be like 11th row just because he probably didn't give a fuck, but he had to be like 11th row, and him and his wife got their hands in the air, bro. You could see this fucking rock from, a mile away. And nobody fucked with him. And the concert was crazy, bro. Like fucking DMX came out. Busta Rhymes and Split Star came out. Method Man and Redman, Mary J. Blige. We got there late, so I missed Beyonce and T.I.
Damn.
But I did see Snoop Dogg and Pharrell do Drop It Like a Side. They came out.
That's crazy.
The whole Rockefeller was together. Dame, Myth Bleak, Freeway, Beanie Siegel, all of them came out.
Shit.
It's crazy.
That would have been awesome. Speaking of T.I., we didn't talk about Dro at all. Young Dro. I don't know if there's much to be said about him these days. What's he doing? Is he around still?
I heard he just dropped some music, like, I think like a few months ago. I saw that he had a song that it was like, it was called TikTok or something like that. And it was actually kind of sweet. It was kind of sweet.
Do you remember that song he did, Hammer Time, a few years back? Maybe it was like 5 or 6, 7 years now, maybe? Hammer Time?
Probably so. It sounds familiar.
It was around that time they did Fuck That Bitch. They had that song.
Oh, yeah. Fuck that, wasn't it? That shit was hard, yeah.
But then I think, it's this one called Hammer Time. I'll have to link it to you later. This shit is crazy. Yeah.
I think I remember when I hear it.
Yeah.
For sure. Dro was my favorites of all time, bro.
Why do you like him so much? Like, just lyrics, vocabulary, what?
Bro, everything, bro. Like lyrics, vocabulary. He just used to talk about a bunch of just getting fresh, and like his music was fun, and he could just rap good as fuck. Like I thought he was probably like, I
agree. I fully agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Him and Lloyd Banks. I feel like him and Lloyd Banks are like two of the most slept on rappers of all time.
True. I'm So Fly is one of the great. I don't know. That's a great song. Still, that's probably Lloyd Banks though. Is another one of those rappers that he's really dope, but he might not always pick or get the best beats. Like Beamer, Benz, or Bentley. I didn't even really feel that track that much, and it was kind of big for him. But I didn't really get it. I'm So Fly was a crazy beat though.
Bro, I think that's the New York shit though, bro. Like a lot of New York rappers back in the day used to have that issue, like because they so used to, like, I ain't gonna say used to, but they like to make really like gritty, fucking like raw hip hop beats just so you can just hear like the lyrics. You know what I mean? Like now, New York scene has changed obviously because you got people like Fabio, Chef G, you know, of course, Pop, Rip, RP Pop, you know what I mean? Like, they got a whole new wave, like Brooklyn and stuff like that. But even Joe Budden used to talk about that shit all the time. Even though he's a Jersey artist, he fuck with New York for real. But he used to say a lot of people used to pick the worst beats because they were just trying to get their bars off. They really wasn't trying to focus on going mainstream or nothing.
But see, and then it's funny because ironically, maybe like the certain beats that were picked well, I remember those bars because of those songs. Yeah, like so, like any of the bigger DMX singles or the Wu-Tang was interesting too for that because they like RZA's beats are kind of like they weren't even mixed well. Like they didn't care. They don't care. They didn't care about that. They just cared about getting 8 verses on a 4-minute track or whatever. But
no facts. But like, what's the name? I think 50 had a lot to do with like beat selection for G Unit. Honestly, I think 50 had a lot to do with like, you know, the singles they picked. So I think his ear was a lot more advanced than a lot more people. And like as far as DMX, I think DMX was always gonna get the best production because shit, he was one of the biggest artists ever. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Back then, having a label, you gonna get everything. He was getting everything, all the best shit coming to you first, and like. Every album he had went platinum, so it's like, yeah, of course he was gonna have the best beats.
Yeah, he was one of the biggest for us as kids. I remember that DMX was just huge. I know Kendrick always mentions that that's like one of his secret top 3, you know, secret favorite rapper kind of thing. Like,
yeah,
he was just too unique. He was too nobody could be DMX.
Nobody heard nothing like DMX then and now. Like, never.
He's gaining some weight. He's got to hit some push-ups or something right now because I don't know if you saw the verses.
Oh yeah, he was kind of chubby. No, but I think he's better. I think he's healthy because I think he got off drugs and
that's good. No, it's definitely a good sign. Yeah, in that regard for sure. Because he had a few rough years.
Yeah, I'm happy for X, man. Like you never want to see the legends go out bad, man.
Yeah,
I think everybody probably was like worried, think we was gonna lose X, but I'm like, nah, man. I'm happy, happy back on his feet. I want to hear some more music from him, for real.
Yeah, I know he's trying to work. He was doing like a call out for all new artists. I don't know when I see like old heads do that and call out for new artists. Kind of like wonder like what's going on there, but. Any artist after, especially rappers, whatever, after 40, they're all doing different types of shit. You have a lot of rappers on Cameo doing shout outs there. You have like they have to find their own way to make revenue and stuff. I guess especially with COVID, all the artists aren't able to do shows and you know.
Yeah, but you know, I see a lot of artists now, they monetizing their shit a different way. Like they doing podcasts and shit now. They doing like a lot of YouTube shit where I've seen rappers like begging for money though. Like I had a battle rapper in my DM because I ain't gonna say his name because I'm not trying to even put it out there like that. But I had a battle rapper in my DM because one of my boys tagged me in his post, and he was, I guess, releasing a mixtape and asked me to send 2 tracks. And the slot on the mixtape is $500.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck no, bro. I'm not about to pay you to get on a mixtape. When you, like, I would pay a Drake to go get on the Drake mixtape for sure.
Yeah.
But you a battle rapper. You like, what, you know what I mean? I'm not. Your audience is not even about to listen to what the fuck I'm doing. So I know that everybody's just trying to find a way to make some money at this point. And I'm pretty sure it was some guys who paid that money because they see him on a platform. But I'm not doing that shit, you know. But
yeah.
COVID exposing what's really going on in the music industry, honestly.
Yeah. Did you see the next verses? We got E40 and Too Short.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, it'll be good though. That'll be a good one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pick no winner of that though. That's too tough. They damn near got the same amount of hits, but 40 just got a lot more recent hits than Too Short.
True. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but we going classics. 40 and Short got some shit.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I've never been huge fans of either. I just didn't hear all their music, but
yeah, I don't know. Like I always been. I never like bought their albums or nothing like that, but I always loved their music. Like when I heard it,
yeah,
like but yeah, 40 always has some good bars on this shit. And he did. I did hear one album he had with water on it. I want it. I got it. Dripping like water. You want it? You remember that song?
Yeah. It was that
album.
I think I remember
fire. That was fire. That album was fire. Yeah, I fuck with that. Yeah, 40 got some shit, man. I don't know. Too Short might have to go deep in his bag. 40 got some shit. For real.
It should be fun. It should be a funny one though. They're both characters for sure.
Yeah, they felt both funny as fuck for sure.
Yeah. Well, next time we'll have to get Steve Harvey on the show with us or something like that. Maybe Drake will come on, something like that. But this has been really fun, man, to get to chat and learn from you. And people can check out your music, follow you,
Definitely, bro.
Whatever.
Yeah, man, we're about to do another one, bro. When I drop this tape, bro. I'm about to drop some music this week, so we probably do like a live session on Instagram or something.
Cool. But I will send you some new beats too, or the old ones. We'll try to dig them up again and do something.
All right, bet it up, bro. Let's do it, man. I appreciate you having me on here, bro.
Sounds good. Perrier Rosewood signing out, ladies and gentlemen. Follow him on Twitter, Instagram. The last tape, Shut Up and Rap, is on Spotify. Who Can I Run To is on Spotify. Check those out.
My guy, man. Appreciate you, brother.
No problem, bro. Talk soon, eh?
All right. Yeah, talk soon for sure.
Later.
All right, later, bro.